Suing debt collectors. Let's get it. Good evening, good evening, good evening. You guys know who this is. It's the credit doctor, Angelo McCutcheon. And today we're going to be talking about debt collectors and maybe touch on the credit bureaus and original creditors if possible, but mainly debt collectors, right? Because aren't you tired of them sending you collection letters? Are you not tired of them emailing you, calling your phone, texting your phone about debts that you may not even owe, at least to them? Well, you know what? I've been doing credit repair for over 15 years, helping people improve their credit, giving credit education, uh, educating people on how they can improve their credit, how they can build up their credit scores, remove negative items. We've been doing that for years. And then, we've also been able to work with or have access to attorneys who would actually help some of our clients get money back and all that good stuff. But guess what? During that process, we would send out 3, 4, 5 rounds of letters, dispute letters for our clients, right? Because we would get things removed. And it takes time when you clean up your credit. You guys hear me say it all the time. Cleaning up your credit is not an overnight fix. You didn't mess it up overnight. You're not going to fix it overnight. All right. So with that understanding, knowing how the process works, understanding how the credit bureaus work, understand how, you got to wait 30 days when you send a dispute letter or 35 days when you send out a dispute letter. And when it comes back to see if anything was removed or anything was updated or if they just ignored your letter altogether. And then we'll do a second round and do a third round. And over the 15 years, we have got hundreds of inaccurate information deleted from our clients' credit reports. We've seen their scores, giving them, education, credit education, seeing those scores go from the low 400s all the way up, or 500s, all the way up to the 700 and plus, right, over the years. But during that process, a lot of times debt collectors will fight the process. The credit bureaus will not do what they're supposed to do. And so we got to do another round of letters and then another round of letters. And that is time consuming. But guess what? We are now moving to a different area now. We have access to attorneys who are now saying, listen, we're not going to do all this 3 to 4 rounds of letters. We're not going to do that, right? If the credit bureaus don't do what they're supposed to do when we send out dispute letters, if debt collectors don't do the investigation, don't do what they're supposed to do after we send out a round of dispute letters, then guess what? We're going to sue them. If we find violations on their credit report and they do not fix it, we're going to move to litigation. And what does that mean? That means, you know what? We don't have to wait 3 to 4 rounds now, people. Now the attorneys we have access to will go straight after them on your behalf with no out-of-pocket money for you. No out-of-pocket money to you for their service. Now that's important because I'm at the point where, you know what? Let's just send the letters out. Let them, if they don't do the investigation, because I used to be like, okay, we sent letters out, they didn't respond, or we sent letters out and they just sent us something back, page of, Capital One, printouts and stuff like that. But they really didn't do the investigation or what we asked them to do. They didn't update it on our client's credit report that it's in dispute. Some of them try to re-age dates on the credit report. I mean, so it's just violations of the Fair Credit Reporting Act and the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. So guess what now? Now we're giving them one shot to get it right. And if they don't get it right after the first shot, we're moving to litigation. Now, even when we move to litigation, it's not promised that you're going to win your case. It's not a promise that you're going to win your case, but there's a great chance that you will. All right. So while there is no guarantees, even when the lawyers take on your case, there's no guarantee, right? But trust me, when they take on cases, they're pretty much convinced that they can win those cases, or at least get them settled on your behalf. So guess what? Now is the time for all you guys that are watching this video, watching me, this recorded video. And listen, hit the like button, hit the share button. Let your friends know. We're not doing 4 or 5 round letters anymore. Now they either got to fix it when we see these errors, when we see these inaccurate information or incomplete or unverifiable information. When we see those and they don't fix it, if they decide they just want to ignore it because they can ignore it, because they just want to ignore it, we're not doing 4 or 5 rounds of letters no more. We're going straight to litigation. The power of having access to consumer attorneys. And so that means it is possible, can get, let's say in terms of collection letters, you know how they send you those collection letters? Well, sometimes in those collection letters, there are violations. And when they violate your right, according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, you can get up to $1,000 per violation, up to $1,000 per violation. So listen, we're on the move, and I want you guys to connect with me, sign up for my services, and let's go. Let's stop playing with these debt collectors, right? Because they got money to give, then we're going to make them give it. Now, listen, if you've been a victim of identity theft, we're taking those cases. We're taking those cases. If you feel you've been a victim of identity theft and you know for a fact that there are things on your credit report that you never applied for, hit me up. Because those cases can be worth a lot of money to you, hundreds if not thousands of dollars to you when the credit bureaus do not want to fix it after we send out proof or documentation that these are not your cases, the accounts. We're taking on merge of files. What does that mean? Well, sometimes they merge files, they mix files together. And that happens a lot, particularly when there's a senior person is a senior, like Mike Jones Sr. and his son is Mike Jones Jr. Sometimes they merge those files together and the son's information goes on the father's information, or the father goes on the son's information. Now, sometimes you don't even have to be a senior or junior. Things just get mixed up and those files get merged. If that be the case, if they don't fix it, guess what? We're not going 4 or 5 round letters anymore, people. Listen to what I'm saying. We are going directly after lawsuits. So we'll send out the letter and we ain't waiting to say, oh, I hope they do this. I hope they investigate. No. If they don't investigate it, just don't investigate it. That's up to them. But after 35 days, and we pull those updated credit reports, and we see that they have done what they're supposed to do, pre-litigation, handing it right off to the attorneys that we have access to. So you guys need to get involved in this. Get with me, inbox me, say, hey, I want to be part of that pre-litigation that you're doing. How do I sign up? How do I sign up for that pre-litigation that you're doing? Because we're doing, and listen, I'll tell you, while there is no guarantee what you're going to get, but based on past performances, my God, some of our clients have gotten thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars, 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500. I can go on and on just based on what we've done in the past. And now going forward with a new law firm that we have access to, we're going after them. We're going, when I say we, I'm not me. I'm not a lawyer and I don't play one on TV. But I have access to attorneys who will look at it and be like, hey, they didn't respond. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. Here's a violation. Now, some people have violations. Some people don't. Some people have 1 or 2 violations. Some have 3 or 4. but each violation is potentially hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to you. So you guys listen to me. Sign up now. Sign up. You think your credit is important? Then sign up now. When you hear this, inbox me. Say, how do I sign up? How do we get there? I want to be part of that pre-litigation. I want to be part of the attorneys that you have access to, looking at my credit file to see if there are any violations. And listen, I've been doing credit repair 15 years, and I'm telling you, I have not yet seen, to be honest with you, a credit report that was 100% accurate. I just haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Now, maybe somebody else might have, but I haven't. I've been doing it for 15 years. I have not yet seen one credit report that was 100% accurate. So listen, if you feel you can use money, cash, hundreds if not thousands of dollars, and you feel that there are violations on your credit report, or if you just think that there are violations, inbox me. Let's get the service started. Because we'll prepare it, we'll prep it, we'll make sure that when it gets to the attorney, they know there are some cases, there may be some potential cases here. And we'll let you know if there is no cases. But I'm telling you, when you look at it and it's all said and done, guess what, you guys and gals? You don't have to live with bad credit. Most of you guys who follow me on my podcast know that it's my favorite saying, that no one has to live with bad credit. We get it. Sometimes it happens. Life happens and we take a tumble, but you don't have to live with it. There is something you can do about it. You can get back up. You can dust yourself back off and say, hey, I'm gonna do the best I can to pay all my debts. I'm gonna do the best I can, to make sure I pay everything that I'm supposed to pay. But if life hits me and I fall behind, then I don't want them putting things on my credit report that are inaccurate. I don't want them putting anything on my credit report that's incomplete or unverifiable. And that's what credit repair is all about. Credit repair is the legal way for you to fix inaccurate, incomplete, or unverifiable information on your credit report. That's all that is. So when people tell you credit repair doesn't work, they don't work. They have no idea what they're talking about. That is the legal way for you to fix inaccurate information on your credit report. And I want to be clear about that. Inaccurate, incomplete, unverifiable, and many other violations that may be found on your credit report that I might not know about, but the attorneys, consumer lawyers, these are not, and let me say that the attorneys I have access to, they are not divorce lawyers, or they're not injury lawyers, state planning lawyers. They are consumer lawyers. They are expert in the field of consumer law. And trust me, they will work on your behalf. And again, when they see that you have cases and they decide they want to take it on your behalf, it is no out-of-pocket money for you. Everything is on contingents with them. They get paid when they win cases that whoever they sue would have to pay their bills. So it's no out-of-pocket money to you. All right, so let's get on board. Let's make it happen. This is the Credit Doctor. We're about to go ham on these debt collectors. We're about to go ham on these credit bureaus, and you need to be a part of it. You've been talking about you want to get your credit right. Well, here is the time. Let's make it happen. All right. Thank you. Make sure you hit the like and share button. Appreciate it. And let's go after them. Credit Repair, suing debt collectors. Stay blessed, everyone. Whatever you do, stay blessed. What's even more important is that you are a blessing. And with that, we say have a blessed day.